You would never know. To look at me, you would never know the experiences I've had that made me grow up at a very young age and hide my feelings of outrage. To hear me, you must listen well, for I've an interesting story to tell. I'm an attractive female, around 32, with hidden issues that only you knew. If you knew how my life had really been, you would have recognized my need for a friend who could help me to get through the horrors in my life, to name a few. Molestation that occurred at an early age was the light to start my burning rage. The abuse that occurred all of the time. No one around me recognized the signs of always trying to fit in, and the hidden hurt held deep within. The desire to never make anyone mad, knowing that the consequences could be bad. How I remember the countless nights without sleep, as this particular individual would always creeping in the night when he could not be seen by any light. He forced me not to say anything, explaining the consequences that this would bring. He told me no one would ever believe me, for I was 12 and he was 33. He convinced me if I would ever tell, God would never forgive me and I'd go to hell. He told me that God did not love me, for he could not stand to even look at me. I lived this nightmare for a very long time until I met a girl named Bernadine. Bernadine was much older than me, and had moved here from the big city. We became friends the day that we met. Bernadine was a friend, one I would never forget. She was the person who helped me to see I could not handle life without thee. She introduced me to Jesus Christ and encouraged me to give him my life. She told me that he was a definite friend, one on which I could depend. She told me that he knew me before I existed and could remove my hurt if I permitted. I did eventually take her advice and learn more about Jesus Christ. As I learned more about him, you see, I learned that he had love for me. I learned that perfection was he, and that mistakes would always be. And although I would continue to make mistakes, Jesus Christ's love for me would never hesitate. As I began to try to love myself, the pain I knew eventually left. I know that I couldn't remove my hurt, nor could I give myself a new birth. But the experiences that had occurred in my life had led me to accept Jesus Christ. I know that you would not recognize me. But God changed the person that I see. He gave me assurance He would always be there, and I could talk to Him, for He would always care. You would never know.